Okay folks, so today we're going to go through the standard backwashing procedure of a sand filter. Now this happens to be installed on an in-ground swimming pool with a variable speed pump. Whether you have an above ground pool, an in-ground pool, a variable speed pump, or a single speed pump, the basic process of backwashing is the same. In this case we have a 7-position valve, and we're going to go through each one of those positions here in just a moment. But I'm going to get right to the backwash. The very first thing to learn is anytime we move this valve handle, especially while backwashing, the first thing we do is turn the pump off. We have a large wagon wheel gasket inside here called a spider gasket. And if we try to move this handle while the pump is running, it can potentially damage the gasket that keeps the water going in the direction that we want it to. Think of it like shifting gear in a manual car without putting the clutch down first. Now, we're going to move this handle, which is currently pointing on the filter position, and I'm going to turn the handle 180 degrees to the backwash position. I'm now going to turn the pump on, and the pump is going to turn the water back on. And what we're going to do right now is we are going to take the water, reverse the cycle, and push all the dirty sediment that has been collected inside this sand filter up towards the surface of the valve, out of the backwash line, up, over, and into your neighbor's yard. I'm just kidding. Don't let it go into your neighbor's yard. We have a long blue fire hose reel, a small fire hose reel that allows you to just roll it up and roll it in each time you backwash your filter. Now I'm going to let this run for about 30 seconds. The larger your filter, the longer you need this process to rinse out. As a rule of thumb, when the water is coming out nice and clean, then you know that we've removed all the debris out of the filter system. In this case, this was done just yesterday, so we don't have a lot of dirt collected in the filter. So I'm now going to turn the pump back off. Now the next, which is very often overlooked step that I'm going to go to, is to the rinse position. And the rinse position takes the water, and at the bottom of this valve head, like a shower head, like a diffuser, is going to recompact and compress the sand and flush out all the dirty water out of the head. And you'll see right now we're just rinsing off any of the surface water above the filter valve, cleaning everything out. We are rinsing the system. That's why it's called rinse. This is usually 5 to 10 seconds is all that's needed, but we just want to make sure if there's any dirty water in the system that we don't pump it back into your pool. Now we're going to put it back on filter and turn the pump back on, and in this case we should be good to go for another 2 to 3 weeks. Now I've got a brand new pressure gauge right here, and what we're going to do is we're going to take this pressure gauge, which simply mounts right into the head right here, and a pressure valve, pressure gauge I should say, is a fairly fragile part of the pool. The good news is it's a fairly inexpensive part. The normal mode of operation is going to range between 10 and 15 pounds per square inch of pressure. And what you want to do is always look at your clean starting pressure. We're going to do that here in just a minute. And when the pressure gauge gets to be 8 to 10 pounds greater than your starting pressure, that's a good indication that it is time to backwash your filter system. So I'm going to take the pressure gauge, careful not to cross thread into the multi-port, because the multi-port is a quite expensive part of the filter system. And we're going to turn that up like so. And now what I'm going to do is turn on the pump, and we're going to look at this pressure gauge, and we're going to see what our starting pressure is. Put my reading glasses on. I'm going to turn it towards the camera a little bit. So right there we're reading about, well, that's about right at 15 pounds of pounds per square inch of pressure. So generally speaking, when I see this needle moving up to about 22 to 25 pounds. That means there's enough debris collected inside this filter tank that it's creating back pressure, and that is going to be displayed on this pressure gauge. Now look, the pressure gauge is probably one of the most unreliable parts of owning a swimming pool. Good news is they're only $8 or $9. And you can see how easy that was to swap out. If you don't want to use your pressure gauge, it's not a critical part of the pool. You can put your hand in front of the return jet, and if you feel like the pressure coming out of the return jet is weak, then that's a good sign that your pressure buildup in the filter needs to be backwashed. So there you have it, folks. That is the standard mode of operation for a sand filter system. They all work basically the same. I hope you all enjoy your swimming pool, and feel free to call us if you have any technical questions whatsoever. Thank you.